Set Piece Podcast. Hi, I'm Miles Weston.
And I'm Kerry Phillips.
And this is the Set Piece Podcast,
where we talk about everything to do with football, mental health and well-being. And we've got a new guest, another week, another guest.
Yep.
And one of our last episodes, well, a few episodes back, I should say, we had Ali, crazy Ali. I'm sure you know her very well.
Yes, I do, yes.
Yeah, and now we've got Alfie George here. Alfie, how are you, my brother?
Yeah, good, thank you. Good. Yourselves?
Yeah, all good, man. I'm good. How was the journey?
Yeah, it was all right. Yeah, literally an hour or so. So, nice Sunday morning to get out and have a chat.
Nice.
Need to ask you, what is Ali like on a regular basis?
Depends on what Ali you get. If you get Ali on a match day, she's professional. If you get Ali with a rum and coke, she's a little bit different.
No, the reason why I say that, Ali was one of our best.
Oh yeah,
one
top,
of our best.
Top,
she was top.
Yeah.
And she's just such a good human being as well.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I really feel like her energy, if she brings that to just the podcast, I can only imagine what she does and brings that to the
on a normal day.
Club. Yeah. We're super lucky to have her. We said it yesterday, we got one of the best physios, if not the best in our league. Just player welfare. She's so on the money with everything.
Yeah.
So calm, collected. You think about a physio, you've got 1,000 jobs to do, but it looks like she has nothing to do because she's just on it all the time.
Yeah.
We're super lucky to have someone like her in our dressing room.
She even helped me, like, when I was trying to go some recovery on my leg. And the way she just explained things and then just sent me something, just like a program and a regime and stuff like that. It was just like nothing for her.
Yeah, it's kind of like, even with my my kids' academy stuff, some of the parents come to me and go, oh, I've got issues X, Y, and Z. So I just literally go, I was like, what can we do? And she does the same, just sends a full program based on that age. And within like half an hour, I'm like, you either have a million templates of whatever I'm going to ask you, or you're just bang on it. And she can help anyone out. She helps people out of my work with stuff, and she's just such a good soul.
Yeah, she is. Big up Ali, man.
So let's get on to you, man. Talk to me. How did football start for you, and where did it start? At what age?
Started at 5. So at the time, Glebe weren't running out from Glebe in Chislehurst as it was in West Wickham. It was just kind of them like sort of just turn up and play type things.
Yeah.
So it started at 5 and then just sort of just catapulted into being your life, really, didn't it?
And you weren't always a goalkeeper.
No.
So do you know what? Did you always start? Did you always play left wing?
No,
You didn't. Where did you start?
I was a striker.
Striker.
Yeah,
Near enough, every single person that we've had has started somewhere
and
just not
changed. Yeah.
So it started up front for you.
Yeah, so I was centre forward. Obviously, when you're kids, you just want to score goals.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, in similar-side football, I don't think there's many positions. Like, really, obviously, some want to defend and whatever to give balance. But, yeah, it was playing forward. I just loved scoring goals. Sort of was there from, like, 7 to about 14, just playing outfield. Sort of, you find yourself working back slightly.
Yeah.
Played a bit of centre-half. Just because I think the two interlink quite well. Like you can understand the game, it's different ends of the box. But yeah, I just loved scoring goals, and it was just that buzz of scoring goals is great. So it was, yeah, and then it was just found myself doing a favour and end up in goal. And at the time, no one wanted to be a keeper.
So at that time as well, I believe that there's one season that you scored like 65 goals in one season.
Yeah, it was about under 8s, I think. So it was like an unofficial record set by Ian Rush. It was like 66, and sort of listen, it's under-8 football, isn't it? It's nothing, but I still remember like my 65th was at the Marathon Ground in like a cup final, and my dad always talks about it, and it was like on the halfway line, head, chest, knee, volley. But it was like what you like in your technical circles. We always used to do head, chest, so who could do the full set. And it was like I just thought I'm just going to hit it. And finished up a goal short. And they were like, my dad was trying his hardest to get the world record, like give the world record people down. I was like, no, we can't. Like Ian Rush is at Liverpool, and you're doing it for Cleveland on a Sunday. But so I've been hanging on to that for years. But yeah, I think it kind of it's kind of set me up to where I'm at now. Just understanding different types of the game, being versatile. So, yeah, it's kind of given me the blueprint to my coaching right now.
Don't downplay it, man. Listen, journeys are journeys and memories are memories. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. Kids' memories always last.
But I'm not going to lie, 65 goals, you can't go in goal. You know what I mean? Right, like, you gotta stay up front. You know what I'm saying?
To be fair, Danny Bass said it to me right, when he was with us the first time. He was like, "I've never seen a goalkeeping coach strike a ball like you."
You know what I mean?
I don't really want to be in goal, but I was half alright at it. So, but I do like, before the injuries and that, I enjoy jumping into training and just putting a few in. And I still try a bit now. It's just a little bit off balance.
And then the transition from going to goalkeeper, was that when you got to Fisher?
Yeah, so at the time, they just didn't have a keeper to play Margate away. And as kids, you just jump in goal sometimes. And we have it at the moment. We laugh and joke with Frankie Morgan, our left back. He goes in goal. I'm like, if H gets injured, he's going in. Because you can always, he likes diving around. And I played Margate away, kept a clean sheet. And I was like, do you know, I like this. I felt like I was okay at it. I could read sort of the way strikers were thinking. And then I was like, do you know what, I'm just going to give this a go. I think sort of it was one of them things I just thought, let's just have a crack at this.
So even though you're a striker, did you kind of, because you know that there are players out there that kind of just enjoy that, just playing and pretending to be in goal. Did you ever have that in like school time or growing up or anything like that? Or was it just literally just this game, you needed a keeper and we just...
I think it's having a brother as well. There was two of us, so like we'd always rotate, like going in goal, playing World Cup, headers and volleys and things like that. So I just found myself naturally being okay at it. Oddly, it was at a time of transition. I think nowadays I feel like I would suit more today's football, whereas back when I was growing up, sort of 10, 15 years ago, keepers were just keepers. They weren't meant to play out from their feet, no sidewinders, no half volleys, nothing like that. And I was at that age where I could half do a sidewind, I could hit an half volley, and I was probably a little bit too ahead of where the goalkeeping position was at, but it was something different. And I pride myself on trying to get an assist from being in goal. Like I try and spot a winger, like try it an half volley if I caught a ball and stuff like that. So, but yeah, it was just something I just found myself falling into.
And how did you enjoy Fisher? You was there for quite 4 years, was it?
Yeah, 4 years. Yeah, it was good. It was a good run. I think at the time, Sammy Mudd was there. It was the time when Scanner was in the first team and things like that. And
Damien, innit?
Yeah,
big up Damien.
So I could dip my toes in and out pre-season. I remember one pre-season vividly. I jumped in with the boys, and I think it was Wayne Burnett at the time.
Oh, Wayne.
He'd done this horrible run. We worked from 1,600 metres down. And it was timed. It was at Norman Park, and I was like, "This is way too much." But it was dipping your toes in, like for a little bit in pre-season there, and enjoyed Fisher. I felt at the time they were like in a good position. Obviously, what happened with the downside of it, with the ownership and things like that, really impacted them. But they're under good hands now. Speak to AJ a bit previously, and he's doing a great job down there. He's they're in the playoffs as well, so it's a club that hold dear to my heart, and I'm glad they're doing well this year.
Did you have any memories with Fisher in terms of like winning anything? Or,
yeah. Funny enough, he probably won't remember it too much, but Moses Obarjo was in our side.
Moses, I used to play with Moses as well at Brentford.
Unbelievable lad.
Yeah, Moses, big up Moses as well.
Yeah, he's an unbelievable kid. If you know his backstory and what he's been through, what the family been through, and his brother and stuff like that, you can't not but take your hat off to where he's at right now. But cup final, I remember it was raining about 20 minutes. Mo was like, "Nah, this ain't for me. Sub me off." It was raining. I was like, and after the game, he was like, "This kid's never going to make it," and it was wrong. He's gone from that to coming off in the rain to scoring at Wembley and things like that, and doing what he's doing in Europe. He's a great kid. But yeah, that's probably like the one main memory, because it kind of made me chuckle, because Mo being Mo, he's a character. So yeah.
So did you end up playing in goal for your school teams and stuff like that as well?
Yeah, we had a really good school team as well, to be fair, and it was probably the only place I was going to get in, if I'm being brutally honest. we had like myself, Frankie Raymond, at the time, Javan Wade, who's now big into sort of out in the States.
He does acting and stuff. Yeah.
So he was our striker. We had Dwayne Campbell at the time, who's done a bit in the non-league scene. So we just had like a really good school team. It was just, again, no one wanted to be in goal, and I was like, God, let's have this. Jake Britnell up top. Like,
what school did you go?
Ravensbourne.
Oh, okay,
Ravensbourne.
Okay,
so we got to a few national semi-finals and things like that, and we think we're on the treble pretty much every year. And the school memories are so fond, aren't they? When you look back, everyone goes, best time of your life. And when you're young, you're like, nah. But now you're like,
playing with your friends. Listen, that's I always say this. being able to play football with your friends, that's the best enjoyment you'll ever have.
Just getting that knock on the door. Oh, you got a school game. It's like 2:30, and you get out of lessons. You're buzzing. It's only half an hour, but you're buzzing. But yeah, just that. Oh, it brings out the kid in the park in you.
It does.
Football.
Yeah.
Like,
I saw something online. I've seen it. It does the rounds. You must have seen it where that kid scores that volley. Like it's just before break time.
Yeah. Everyone celebrating.
You know those days your shirt, trousers, wallabies, and you just
Trust
like
me.
doesn't matter how they're gonna get messed up.
No,
Like,
exactly.
those are the days.
it's just the way you used to look at like kids' shoes and that. Like if they had like certain toes to their shoes, like, all right, he's got the thunderbolt, he's got the whip, he's got a bit of skill in him. Like someone had a pair of kickers on, you're getting absolutely smashed across the park.
Any kid listening to this, man, enjoy it.
Yeah.
Like, trust me, enjoy it.
Definitely.
So then you went on to Crocodile?
Yeah. So at the time, got a little bit parental sour. There was a lot of like bits going on at Fisher that just like it happens in kids football still, like managers and parents. Where it's like it comes your life football, doesn't it? And especially when parents are involved as well, your parents always want the best for you.
Of course.
So I ended up going to Crocodile and really enjoyed it there. It was like one of them. I was like, I just want to play with my mates. At the time, I was best mates with Britnell. I've spoken about the Gale brothers were there, Denzel and Ian. So there was a good like little side there, and they were like this rough and ready, sort of similar to where Cray is kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like I kind of thrive in them being in them underdog situations. I don't like going into the glitz and glamour. I like being in the sides that kind of not expected to be up there and put noses out of joints and things like that. And we was training in sports hall at St Paul's in Bexley Heath. It was just a sports hall, and the goalkeeping thing was just a mat on the floor in a five-a-side goal. We was playing at Crocodile. I don't know if you've ever been there.
Yeah, I've been Crocodile.
That's a football experience in itself.
Is it?
It's like it's on a slant.
Yeah.
You can't see one corner flag to the next. It's
mad.
It's insane. It's mental, but it's like football heritage round our way. It's a mad club. Like I think it's like an underground bunkers, the bar and things. It was crazy, but I thrived in it. I was like, no one wanted to play there. Change rooms were horrible, but you was like, do you know what? This is our home, and you buy it. And I like to buy into things that are not normal.
And my thing is, you see, like with places like that, like Crocodile and stuff. If you can play there, you can play anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, that's the mindset. Like I always have that mindset. So like it doesn't have to be pretty.
No.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It doesn't. Like you see it in football now. You would see it now. There's some grounds that are amazing, and then there's some grounds that you're like, oh my god.
I think kids are a bit spoiled now.
They are.
100%
Like,
back in the day, they used to be like Marathon Ground never had a blade of grass on. It was just a mud pitch. Like you're playing
To be fair, it's the same.
So
my kids have played some finals there.
But there was never any 4Gs or anything.
That's
like
what I'm
that.
trying to say.
Like,
Now every kid's got a 4G, so it's perfect.
Yeah.
We didn't have that. We had grass and mud.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Could you imagine now saying to kids, all right, come to training at, let's say, for example, Ladywell Park, and you put bikes down for goals,
Yeah.
that's it.
or put jumpers down,
and post
or use a bike and a tree post, a tree stump,
And there's no cones either.
There's no cones.
You just got to guess where the
Where the line
lines
is,
are.
yeah.
Yeah.
Could you imagine saying that to a kid now?
Yeah, it's crazy.
I don't think the imagination's gone in it.
gone. Yeah.
I don't know about you, but like when I was growing up, I used to like. It sounds really weird. I've got my team, Man United, like quite controversial. But I met Beckham when he scored from the halfway line at Wimbledon. I just fell in love with him. Fell in love with Man United at that point. But I'd have like a Dutch side, an Italian side. I'd have a shirt for each one. But I'd go to a park and pretend to be
100.
That
That was me as well.
We all did that.
But I don't think kids
R9
do it now.
was my guy.
Yeah.
That's who I used to pretend to be all the time.
I feel like now kids support players
Yeah.
rather than clubs.
They do.
It's like wherever Ronaldo goes, I'll support that club.
There's so many kids walking around in that kit, and I'm like,
Oh, Nasser and that.
Nasser,
really,
In Miami, like
Yeah.
wherever
Yeah.
Messi goes, so kids, Neymar, they support players now. rather
Mbappe
than,
as well. Yeah.
I feel like we enjoyed football, like as a whole. Like as you said, you had your club that you supported, but there's certain times where you had players that, like, there was a player from Deportivo called Daljalminia, baller. Like you just loved him as a baller.
Yeah, that's
you
it,
get what I'm saying?
But I think as well, like, remember back in the day, it was more animated, I'd say. So remember, like, Football Italia.
Yeah.
Go, lads. Do you know what I'm saying? So I remember all them things. And I'm like, when you're scoring, you're hearing the commentary. And now it's just like VAR. Do you know what I mean?
Controversial, probably. I can't stand watching football on TV. It's so like boring. Like I think one of the best games was one of the Champions League semi-finals a few years back. It was just back like so
Inter
much
versus Barca.
It was so pure and like it's so. I find it so hard to watch.
It's just because it's so controlled now. That's what it is. It's not like now like you score, you don't know if it's off. You got to wait 3 minutes to celebrate.
It's bad. Yeah.
That's what I just don't understand it. It's just craziness. 3 minutes.
Yeah,
like
it's dead. It takes
and then after they say goal, then they go and celebrate. So then like what?
So then, question for both of you then, because you both do like coaching and stuff like that with young people. How do you get kids to just? Do you just because if they're supposed to enjoy the game, but then in the same respect, you've got to teach them in terms of like how the game is going. How do you find the balance to do both?
I don't teach them about any controversy. I just make them enjoy it.
Yeah,
they're not at the age to be knowing about VAR and any.
Not necessarily VAR, but like like for example, like tactics side of things.
I don't even do it depends. I don't because the way that I do it is it's an academy in it, so we play showcase games, but that's like every quarter. So if in a session, I won't even. It's just about enjoyment.
Yeah, 100%.
And development. That's all it is. It's not about. We're doing these tactics to win this game. No, we're gonna do this session to get you better and for you to enjoy it. That's my mindset.
Yeah, I see some coaches pull out tactic balls with like young kids like that, and I'm like, just let them find freedom and expression in the game. Like it's so controlled. When you hit 11 aside, it gets so serious and so controlled. I feel like that start of football should just be pure freedom. Enjoy it. Yes, there's got to be some sort of balance to it and understanding, but you can't play like a low block in a 7-a-side game.
It's not. The reason why they do that is because they want to win.
Yeah.
Winning's more important to a lot of coaches than developing and the kids having fun.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's why everyone's got tactic boards and because they want to win, which I don't. Winning shouldn't be the first thing. No. It should be the kids' enjoyment and developing the child. That should be the first thing, and then winning comes after that.
What age do you think tactics and all of that stuff should come in to start getting kids to kind of understand that?
You've got the thing of 9-a-side now, really. So I think that's kind of when it should half start because on a 7-a-side pitch, you usually have your twos and it's a small pitch, it's narrow, it's whatever. Like your centre half's going to be centre forward at some point. There's no point in trying to coach the centre forward to fill in at that point. Just let the kids, because they'll all chase the ball. None of them have concept of space really. Yeah. It's like a magnet, isn't it? It's like they're just drawn to that ball. So I think 9-a-side is when you start touching on it. And then you sort of develop it into it. Once he gets to 11s, then you need to understand position specifics, in my opinion.
But my thing, I don't have a problem with you, like with coaches, like explaining certain things, but that can't be your core thing.
It can't be.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? It can't be the fundamental thing. So I don't mind if you say, okay, the keeper's gonna get it. We want to try and play or whatever. I don't mind that, but that can't be the main thing. The main thing has to be the kids' enjoyment and development. It can't be tactics and winning. It can't be.
Touching on that as well, like enjoyment and development. I don't think you get the best out of a player without them two things. Like that has to be like a foundation. Because if a kid's not comfortable or enjoying it, you're never going to get them to their potential. So you've got to make it safe, fun, enjoyable, engage them. You think kids' attention span's so short as well, so short. You get them for like, I think I've read something and I do most of my coaching. They listen to the first 3 words that come out your mouth. After that, they're gone.
And that's what I say as well. I think like, listen, like, how do you get a 9-year-old? You can't even get a 9-year-old to listen in school.
No.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, how much times do you have to repeat yourself to these kids and you're telling them, listen, do this, do that, do that? They're not going to be able to do it.
And on
like,
top,
and remember, I'm saying 9. Some people try to do it younger.
Yeah, exactly.
It's impossible. Yeah. They ain't going to listen.
Imagine us as adults. I heard that, like, we take in the first 8 seconds. I think you've got 8 seconds with somebody. Like when you're having a conversation, that's why they call it elevator pitches, because of the fact that after that 8 seconds, you potentially lose that person. So I'm just thinking to myself, if that's us as adults, imagine explaining to a 7-year-old with a tactics board like this, come short, come there, do that.
It's crazy.
They must be thinking like, what? I've seen kids. It's funny because kids are funny. Like, you know, like the coach is talking to them and they're just watching another game.
Yeah.
They're watching a whole other game.
All they want to do is shoot in a goal.
Yeah.
That's all kids want to do. I'm telling you. Like,
I think the only way to like get tactics into it, and I sometimes do it, is like reactive coaching. So like in a game, that they do something, then you go, right, maybe next time think about doing that. And then, so say like if they're not dropping in to receive a pass, you're not going to say it in that way. Go, or maybe you could bring your position there and then see what happens. And then hopefully they try it in again. Be reactive because they've done it, they've seen it, they've worked it out, and then they might get enjoyment from getting that ball a bit deeper. Yeah. And then that's the only way I try and implement any sort of tactic to a kid, is just like, go, oh, why don't you try this, and give them a challenge. Because if you don't challenge kids, like I said, just free range, just want to smash balls. So give them little objectives to try and bring something different out of them that they might not have seen or tried before.
So when did like, obviously you transitioned from striker to goalkeeper. When did it start becoming a bit more like tactical in terms of like you having to understand certain things, like maybe another goalkeeping coach alongside you to help you and assist you? When did that start happening?
Again, I was in that transition period. There weren't goalkeeping coaches really when I was coming through. I think when I went to the Bromley Academy scheme under Murray Jones, he tried bringing in someone, but in the end it was just like I think it was 4 teams at the time, 4 keepers. We just went and done our own session type thing. Other than that, it was a dad pelting the ball. I think the first real bit of goalkeeping coaching I had, I don't get me wrong, going all the way back, and then now thinking about it, is how I probably got some sort of goal. I was good friends with Peter Lodge, who's at Charlton.
Oh, Lodge, yeah, because he was, I was with him the other day, but he was my cousin Dominic's manager at Lewisham Youth.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and Lewisham Youth. Goalie sessions.
Lewisham Youth.
And I used to go there because he asked me to shoot at the keepers. He'd bring me into sessions, and then that's how I kind of sort of just carried a little bit.
Because he's at Charlton now, isn't he? Yeah, he does the keeper at Charlton.
Yeah. How he's still like,
I know.
Honestly, and so he hasn't changed.
He's the same. He's the same. He's the same. No, big up Lodgy, man. I was with him the other day.
He's a top guy. Unbelievable guy. So he kind of like had that first impact on me in goal. But I used to go into there, and I don't think I really got any coaching really until I got to Derby Uni.
Right. Okay. Wow. Okay.
Which is late.
Yeah.
And it's probably why I didn't really develop well enough, if I'm being brutally honest, because there was no sort of. It was just like the warm up was everyone just had shots at you. You stand in goal. I remember school games. I used to just get balls in the back of the head. If you're picking one out, they're trying to win the head. It's funny to play, isn't it? Smack a little lever at the keeper. But never really had any coaching. Couple like family friends used to take me to a park and do a little bit, but it was so hard to get any sort of form of coaching. Now there's millions of goalkeeping coaching companies. They're everywhere.
Yeah.
It's gone crazy. But at that time, Derby Uni is probably that first regular training.
Goalkeeper must be an isolated place. Do you know what I mean? Like,
So listen. If you, some keepers don't even touch the ball. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Like you might go 5-10 minutes not even touching the ball.
You have to be comfortable in your own self being a goal, because and I didn't. I was a keeper that just didn't shut up, and that was the only way I could stay engaged in the game, was to try and like just keep talking to people, keep like,
helping. Like
you see Pickford now. Pickford's at that pivotal point. You watch his movement; he does not stand still because he's got ADHD. He can't stay still, so that's the way he keeps engaged in games.
I'm glad you touched on that, right? Because I heard something, and when I look back at certain things, right, I think to myself, somebody said to me that if you look, all goalkeepers or most goalkeepers have something.
Something wrong with them.
They're on the spectrum. Like they were talking about like Bruce Grobbelaar, David James, those old school. But if you look, the majority of keepers have something with them. Yeah, and I feel like it's needed. It sounds silly, but it's needed to stay concentrated. Like they need to do things. They need to be. Do you know what I mean?
Like I didn't know how I didn't see it before, but when they was like Pickford's got autism, ADHD, I was like, it makes so much sense to how he is as a character. It makes so much sense. But the way he and what I do with my kids, because I have a lot of kids with ADHD and autism in my government, I'm like, just watch Pickford and like pick up on his traits, how he resets after goals, how he acts in games, his warm up's mental. Like I was reading something on the FA. I like watching all the videos. I think he has something like 1,000 activations in his warm up.
Oh wow!
He like so high on like different sorts of sets and stuff, but he's like, that's what he needs to focus him to the game. He likes working at like sort of a baseline level of above average. I'm like, it makes sense for him. Of course. Like, but you're right, you have to have something a little bit weird to be diving at someone's foot or ball.
I think as well now, but like, I don't know your thoughts on this, but back in the day, obviously keepers was less involved.
Yeah.
Now, because everyone's playing out from the back,
Yeah.
like keepers are more involved. So
Yeah.
I'd say the concentration and the ability that you have to have. You're basically the last line of defense, but really with the ball now.
Yeah.
Because it's like pass back to the keeper. Use the keeper as the extra person now. So now I'd say, what's your thoughts on keepers now? Because you kind of have to be good with your feet now if you want to get to a certain level.
Yes, I do agree on that because there's a lot of emphasis on possession-based football. It was actually talking about yesterday, like Lewis, who we played, a very like rotational, heavy reliant on their goalkeeper and that, and we're like, and then someone said, well, if you look at League Two, not many teams are doing it now. And League Two have got a lot of keepers where they're very traditional. They're just there for the heading, punching, kicking, whatever. But in step 2 and 3 at the minute, you're getting a higher percentage of people and trying to find keepers that are comfortable to do it. You've got to take risks. You look at Toby Ball at Dulwich, takes a hell of a lot of risks, but it's high risk, high reward, and that type of thing. I see a thing the other day. Ramsgate likes to play it from the back. Keeper took a touch. Hutchinson was straight on him, bang, nicked it off him. But if the manager's encouraging that, you can't moan at the keeper effectively for it. But they are the last line of defence, and I think also the first start of an attack now. They're so pivotal in attacks because a lot of people are using them as a centre half. If they're like sitting in, pushing the centre halves wide, the fullbacks are getting higher.
Yeah.
But again, it goes back to when I was playing, I barely touched the ball. It'd just be goal kicks, but I would want it.
Yeah.
But it was frowned upon to pass the ball back to a keeper. God, if that happened, the manager's going for the centre half.
But the other thing as well, the pitches as well.
Yeah.
You couldn't pass it back to the keeper. On them pitches that we used to play on.
Bobbles,
Go over your foot.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Now, as I said, it's 4G or the pitches are nice, so you kind of...
So it sounds like a stupid question then. So do you think you needed to have more concentration back in the day because you hardly touched the ball? Or do you need more concentration now because you are always...
I think both, you know.
I think that's a good question.
Yeah. I think it's both.
The way the speed of the game's gone, I think you need it more than ever now. And then the better keepers will come out because they're the ones that can concentrate the longest. They're the ones that are making saves for 80 minutes plus. I think you do need it now because tactically they're involved so much more. Yeah. Back then it was just you had one job, just keep the ball out of the net. Now it's like if you're not talking, if you're not high enough off your line, if you're not in this position, if you're not supporting the play this way, there's a lot more to it now.
But I think as well though, imagine not being involved and then all of a sudden you're involved. If you ain't concentrated either, you are conceded. Because that's another thing I wanted to ask you. If you're not involved, how do you stay warm? Like I always think like as a player, like we're moving all the time, but keepers are not they just stayed there.
No, it's the right point.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I the way I've done it and the way I teach my goalkeepers to do it is just follow the line of play. So like get yourself into your position. So wherever your defensive line is, you get your set position there. So say if you're on the halfway line, you know where you need to be sort of 5-10 yards out your box, so you can deal with anything coming over the top. But if the play is going that way, you're almost following the left centre half, and you follow your right to follow their movement and just keep. And then you as the ball starts to come forward, then you progress back, and it's just about just keeping. You sort of just heat match, really. Yeah. That's why I actually madly have a player pod on my goalie because I like to see his heat map of
see where he is,
see where he's moving on the pitch. Like everyone's like, why has he got one? He's only standing in his 5-yard box. But there's a bit more to it when now I'm looking at it. I'm like, I need to see where he's positionally at because then I can link that to the VR I'm watching. If there's a goal that I need to think, maybe should have come for, or I can then touch base on the pods and say, he's actually 90% in that area, but then it's a mentality thing. Then why didn't you come? He's like, well, I think this and that, and it just gives you a good starting point.
Yeah.
So that at Crockenhill, that was your first serious injury?
Yeah. So
what actually happened there?
Tail end of the season, we was playing at Beckenham Town. Was on the pitch next to it. It was a bit bad at the time, and it was just a 50-50. I've sort of come out for the ball, and at the time the player had blades on. They're obviously now banned, and as I've got the ball in my hands, he's kind of slipped into the tackle and he's hit my left knee. I just looked down, it's just blood everywhere and it was muddy. Where the game sort of finished, kind of got abandoned type thing. Went to Beckenham Beacon and I was covered in mud. It was peeing down with rain. It was horrible pitch. Went to Beckenham Beacon, I was covered and it's mad. Now I was thinking about it on the way in, like saying this is going to sound crazy. I went there and they went, he's too dirty, he's got to go home and wash.
What?
But I didn't have any parents with me at the time. So I was like, I called my mum up and I was like, Mum, I need to get picked up. Like, I'm in hospital, I had an injury. They've asked me to get clean. So I remember, and this is so mad. I remember going home and I'm 15, 16. My mum's having to shower me off. And it stuck with me because like, your mum shouldn't be showering you like that.
Of course,
But like,
yeah.
I'm like, I remember trembling, man. I'm so cold and so mad. And I went back and they stitched me up. But thinking about it now, I'm like, why did I leave?
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to dig my heels in, but being like, I was so scared and nervous and things like that. And and then ended up like 3 days later, just like this smell, and I was like, that ain't right. And went to hospital, and it was like the start of sort of blood poisoning. Well, I hadn't cleaned it properly. Not that it's my fault, but obviously the right processes weren't put in place. And I then had sort of 6 months with an open wound, not being able to walk, missing school, pivotal year, GCSE year, and things like that. Ended up failing my maths, I think, 9 times. Took me 9 attempts to do my maths because I just wasn't at school. So it just had like a catalogue of errors. But yeah, it was that first injury that one now, given everything that's happened to me that we'll touch on later. Yeah. Looking back was basically the start to the end of it all.
What was that like? Just 6 months. So you're out of the game, I'm assuming. You're not playing.
Done.
Yeah.
Sat down. Weren't allowed to walk. So it was just. I found comfort in eating. If I'm being brutally honest.
Yeah.
Playing PlayStation. I can't do anything. Yeah. So I just used to eat, play PlayStation. Yeah. Wish every day away. Just I miss it. Not training, not at school. Like you had no banter. Like I remember mum and dad just buying me a new PlayStation, new games all the time, just to try and keep me like. Happy.
So you couldn't walk?
Yeah. So it was an open wound. So it was roughly sort of probably the size of an iPhone now. Really, it was just an open wound, and there was that. Then I had to have skin graft to close the gap.
So when you say like obviously, so that means your parents have to help you do everything.
Pretty much, yeah. I couldn't wash. Just literally sat down on a sofa, walked up, like lifted up to bed. In the end, I'd just end up making the bed on the sofa and staying there, and just that was it for like 6 months. And found comfort in eating. I went from like a lean sort of 11, 12 stone to 19 in the space of 6 months, and then you go back and. All of a sudden, all the kids at school, he's put on weight, rah, and then all that side of it all started, and yeah, it took a good few years after that to get back to being comfortable with myself.
So then you did you go to the Bromley scheme after?
Yeah, so
school?
after that, so once the GCSEs finished, at that point I was done with football as well. I was like, I don't think I could ever return, and I mean, again, very
Is that
good.
Because of the size you put on?
Yeah, the size. I was just so anxious. I was like an anxious wreck, and I remember just the day before the trial, friend Jake just went, just come along. You might not like it. If you don't like it, fair enough. And I went there and I actually started to love it again. And I was selected, one of the first few selected on the first day, and I didn't have to worry, and I just sort of fell back in love with it and thought, let's give it a go. And started boxing at 4 a.m. to get the weight off. End of my road, there was like a trainer at the end, and I said, look, before school, can I come and do a bit? Yeah, like 6 weeks, got it down to sort of like 14 stone, just pure diet and stuff.
That's top. That's top. Yeah.
And just gets you comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then Bromley like really started to make me realise maybe I could have a chance of getting into the pro game at some point, because I've had little glimpses of it. I'm not going to sit here and say I always had this club, because it wasn't like that. It was a very like gradual bringing to where it got to. But yeah, got to Bromley and enjoyed it. Training the first team and stuff like that, like with Goldberg and things. So yeah, it was a good experience in the end.
Is that the Bromley Academy scheme where you your education at Ravensbourne?
No, we done it at Kelsey Park.
Kelsey Park.
Yeah,
okay.
so we done it at Kelsey Park at the time. So it was up in Beckenham, 2 or 3 teams. Very good side. We had a very good side. We had like Rowan Lyrebird.
Rowe.
Yeah.
We
had Rowe. We had Harry Harding in the side at the time. Then it was like us, like Mark Anthony, Peter Wedge, like good players that all made appearances for Bromley and stuff. So it was a good side, very good side. And I still remember, I forget the kid's name. I remember training my first session in playing in goal with Bromley. I think it was Ryan Hall.
Ryan Hall, yeah.
Broke my nose. Broke my nose first session for Bromley. I come out for a cross, he's left his elbow on me like as a young kid. He's like, bang, have that. Nose just popped, and I was like, oh God, here we go.
Goodness.
But, so it was a fun experience. Made me fall back in love with it.
So you, correct me if I'm wrong, you went to Holland in a tour.
Yes, second year. Every year the second year team went out to Holland.
Was that your second Major injury.
Yeah, second major injury. Yeah, so doing really well. We got to quarterfinals playing Slavia Prague, and again, I don't know why I keep coming out for 50-50s. Come out for a ball, and this was before the time we had them little jogger shin pads. These were like, I had proper shin pads on, and the kid's come into the tackle at full velocity. He's got under my shin pad and got into the shin, and the shin bone sort of just kind of cracked up. Yeah, so I got a nice little hole where it's come up and through. It didn't. Luckily, it didn't pierce through the skin, but it sort of cracked, and you could sort of see it. So I was then like, me and Murray Jones spent about 40 hours in a hospital. Thankfully, I had the card that got you free treatment, and I remember coming back on the bus, sort of back of the bus under everyone's suitcases, leg up, coming through France.
Wow.
Shin bone just intact.
How long were you out for that?
It was another 6-7 weeks of like full rehab. Thankfully, because the bone was slightly cracked, it weren't much. It was just kind of a time thing.
Yeah.
And in that period, it was just take time off again, and I've already done it once. It was just a reset moment. Thankfully, this time I could be a bit more active, but not stupid. And then just go again.
So it kind of helped you in terms of like, although you said that you found comfort in eating the last time because you probably saw what happened the last time. You thought, I'm not going to get back into that mode again.
No, 100% no. Yeah. And then at the end of that year as well, I had potential offers from AFC Wimbledon at the time, but that sort of kind of squashed any happening to it, really.
I was going to touch on that because you said that you was offered a YTS at AFC, but was it also due to pursuing a teaching and education?
Yeah. So at the time when they offered me, I obviously had the injuries, and I sat down with my dad after the game because they were kind of like, we want to get you in pre-season type thing, really pushing for a decision. And again, it isn't me blowing my trumpet. I think I was at that time where I was a different keeper to everyone else, so people were looking to maybe take a chance. And I just remember sitting with my dad, and to be fair to my dad, he was like, "Look, Alf, it's happened once, it's happened twice. He's like, you got to think wider than football now." He was like, it's not. He's like, you can't put your eggs in that basket. Yeah. He was like, because you could go there within 6 weeks, break down, and then you're done. It was like, so you got to think logically about your life of longevity rather than the now. And at the time, being a kid, when your dream's like that close, I was so angry. I was like, no, you should be telling me to go for it. But now looking back, I'm like, do you know what? You probably have done my life a lot of good by telling me to pursue something else. And at the time, I wanted to be a PE teacher. I thought, do you know, let's stay in sport. So I ended up going to Derby on a teaching degree, and
how was that?
Fun. Yeah. I don't know if you've been up north. Being a southerner up north's brilliant.
Yeah. I've been up there. I used to live in Nottingham, so Derby's
big rivalry.
Right next to it.
But Derby Uni was great. It was just a weird one. Like, straight away, I was like, I didn't really care about the course. I just wanted, like, let me get in the football team. I want to play football. Done everything I needed to get in the football team. And then it was just like, I'm never comfortable with like just being in the present. I'm always like, what's next? And then the opportunity come to be president. So second year president, I sort of put my eyes on. I was like, I wanted to be that guy type thing. Like,
what did the role involve in terms of being president?
You had to sort of, it was almost like a director. It was like you had to make sure like match days were all sorted for all the sides. You had to pick all the players through trials. You had to pick your managers, like manage the managers. Travel to games. It was like, it's like almost like a job, but you don't get paid. Imagine it sounds like you're doing all this stuff for the student union. You don't get paid, but you're doing all their work. Like, this is one guy at the student union is getting his wedge in, and you're doing all this running around. But it was like, and doing like charity events and things like that. So it was kind of like a little step into like management / ownership. It was weird, but I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Not just because it was like a powerful role. It was like, I can dictate what I want to do, but like just even setting out like pre-seasons and like fixtures and tours and stuff like that. It was such a buzz, like, and then playing as well. And then you got the pride of like, this is
you can play.
I could play.
Okay.
Yeah, so I put myself straight in the first team. Never dropped.
Captain, takeoff, free kicks, corners.
But so I was like, do you know, this is like and then you had this sense of pride of like, you don't want to let yourself down, but then also these 100 people that have come to this one place together to learn and educate. You're responsible for their sort of time there as well, because they're
Yeah.
giving up a load of their time to play for you.
Mm.
And it was a weird experience. It was weird, especially being so young, and you're just like, no one has any experience of doing any of it, so you're just
Yeah.
learning on the job, and you make mistakes, and
Of
I make
course.
loads
Yeah.
of mistakes.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd be where I'm at now if I didn't have that experience.
Yeah. Did you have a lot of support with the people that were there with you, or you know, like
I went on my own. Just went on my own. Yeah,
Ah,
they're
okay.
like touched upon. I failed GCSE maths 9 times. So I've passed it on the 10th, and that got me. And that was the day before I literally had to say yes or no, and I passed it. And went and within 2 days I was packed up. Mum and Dad dropped me. Knew no one.
Yeah.
Literally not a soul.
So you had to meet new people.
Yeah, new people.
And then how long was it before you got into that president role?
So literally end of first year.
End of first year.
Yeah.
So you started to get comfortable with a lot of people there and stuff like that, or
Yeah, I think that where I'm at, where I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna sit here and say I've had this illustrious football career.
Yeah.
Like, I realised very early on I was never going to be good enough to make it in the pro game. So associate yourself with people that have been there and done it, so you can draw on their experiences to make you a better person.
Right.
So straight away when I went in there, I was like, right, I need to go in there and be in with the old heads, the year threes. I need to be in with them. I need to be their main guy in the first years. So I sort of put myself right in the middle of like the big ones that are in there, the ones that are presidents. And I was like, right, let's learn from these straight away. Let's try and get forward. So I was the first year at uni playing with third years, and I would only go out with them. I wouldn't even really associate much with my own age group.
Yeah.
So I was like, I had that direction straight away. That's where I wanted to be. I knew what I needed to do to get there. So I was like, let's just go for it. And yeah, it's just.
So did that help you, or was it a hindrance? Because correct me if I'm wrong. So was you organising like your age group specifically when you became president?
Yeah, all the way through first, second, and third years.
Oh, so you organised the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
All the way through. Yeah.
Oh,
So some
wow.
third years didn't take well to it being
That's
the
what I
second
was,
year.
So imagine what was that like? Was there anything like
hard because I'm a people pleaser. I love to please people. It's my biggest. If I can make someone's day by being happy or being confident or whatever, I'm massive on that. So it was just it was learning to try and it's that gap between being friends and being a manager. It's something that I not struggle with now because of my age. I've got a few of my mates playing at Cray where I'm at now. But I'm also on the management side, so it's like that. I'm that in between gap type thing. I'm not a snitch, but like I kind of I like to think I bring that fluidity between like the team to the management, and it was the same there. I was like, right, okay, I'm in with the first, but now I need to I had to work more hard to bridge the gap between myself and my own age.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking, because you put yourself in with the third year, so it was like,
it was, and then it was more just being sociable. Like, I think we touched upon it just before the pod. Like, I'm big on social. My whole family life's based on being social. My dad was a pole dancer in Ibiza in the off season when he weren't playing football. So it was a bit of a mad one. So I used to speak to any of my mates. It was like mum and dad's always having parties. So I grew up around that environment, just always being like not like boozy, but like being on that cusp of things. So like I'm always like, right, let's everyone go for a drink. Like, even if you don't drink, just come out and be part of it. Like, so that's kind of how I bridged the gap. And then I'll just try and make sure that I out drunk everyone. And that was the last one standing being president. And then you're all friends over it there, aren't you? It's the next day you have like hangover anxiety. Like, what did I say? What did I do?
I hope I still got the presidency.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So then post university, you played for a few clubs. You played for Dover, you got Beckenham, Cleve, Holmesdale, Kent Football United. But then you retired at a very young age, 23.
Yeah, so my first injury caught up with me when I was at uni. It kind of happened like second, third year. I was dislocating my knee like every time I kicked the ball. It was just popping out of sockets. So I was in game, popping it back in. And it was just literally every game, I was reliant on painkillers, so reliant on painkillers to get through games. But I'd loved football, and that's all I ever wanted to do. I wanted to do my best in football. So I was like, I'm going to do whatever it takes to get through these 90 minutes. I'll deal with the next day. And come back a little spell at Dover, tiny spell at Dover, travel, and again I was like, I don't think my body's ready for it. And then opportunity come at Beckenham, spent about 6 months there and got shafted out a little bit, but no animosity to it. It was the right decision. Ultimately, there was a better keeper than me, and they took that direction. That's fair. And then I just looked at him and was like, I want to play with my mates. So signed for Glebe, bundle of us, all good mates. We just end up. Everyone was like at that time. We would be in the bar till like 1-2 in the mornings. Like it was all a great laugh. We won some trophies. Had good memories along the way. Had 2 great managers there at the time. But again, I was then dislocating my knee in training, and it was like Tuesday dislocation, pop it back in. Thursday dislocation, pop it back Saturday, and then it was like I was then going to ibuprofen. and I was like smashing like 6 of them a day, just trying to get through a game.
Can you explain to me, because I'm hearing you're dislocating your knee. How, like, so obviously it's painful, but the next day, what's it like? Is it swollen? Like,
Yeah, mad. I was able to drain fluid out myself.
That's what I'm trying to like, because I'm like, when you're saying dislocation to me, I'm saying and dislocation not like a mad thing.
No,
It is a mad thing. Sorry,
I've got used to the pain.
Yeah, like, because I'm saying, like, if you keep on dislocating your knee, like, obviously I'm thinking swelling, I'm thinking everything.
I had to learn. I taught myself how to drain it. I was getting it drained so much, I ended up just teaching myself to drain the fluid out my knee, like learning how to push it out and stuff. So it was just, at the time, I just wanted to still play football, and the little kid in you still like, I might have a chance one day. But then I'm like 23, and it just.
Was you not scared?
Yeah.
Because I was like, I wouldn't even want to kick the ball.
Yeah,
like, do you know what I mean? Like,
I just love football so much. It's crazy. It's like when you love something so much, you do anything.
No,
for
of
it,
course,
family
of course.
Or whatever.
No.
At the time, I didn't have a girlfriend or anything, so football was everything for me. It was like it was my social life. It was my escape. It was everything. So I was like, I can't give this up. Like, I can't. And then coinciding to my retirement, I actually found who is my wife now. We've been together sort of 11 years, I think it is. So
that's dope.
She come in at the right time, and she gave me perspective to a lot of it. Like she was the one. Like you can't be doing this. That can't be right. It can't be normal. And it took that person for me to go, do you know, it probably ain't normal. Like, I've hopefully got another 50, 60 years on this earth. I can't just be like living for the 20s.
True.
Yeah.
So she put a lot of perspective into my life, and still does now. She's literally the brains behind my brain, effectively. She brings me balance, energy. She pushed me, drive me, but she kind of helped me come to that decision. And I think it was an easier decision to make with her in my life.
Yeah.
If she wasn't there, I'd have probably still tried and forced it.
Yeah. That's perspective, isn't it?
God bless your wife, man.
Yeah,
Trust me.
She's done a lot. She's done an awful lot. She's been there for a hell of a lot now.
So that's when you decide, you know what, retirement, go proper coaching.
Yeah. So originally started a bit similar to the setup you're in, an academy thing. Ian Varley runs FC Academy. At the time, he was the manager at Glebe. We got on really well. He was a northern lad from Salford, obviously being two United fans connected. Yeah. And he was like, Alf, I've got this idea. What do you think? Do you want to come coach for me? It started off with one centre in Dartford, doing it at Dartford FC. Heavily based around enjoyment. Giving kids an opportunity to be under an academy umbrella as such.
Yeah.
And then it grew, and then all of a sudden we're doing one in Biggin Hill. And then we launched one in Gravesend, and then we launched one in Sevenoaks, and all of a sudden it was like a 5-day thing. And then all of a sudden, again, going back to business, I was like, right, I want to get as close to Vars as I can to gain his knowledge. He's got this business plan. So I started working closer to Vars with his how he sets up monthly payments, how he promotes things, how he works on social media. And I was like, because in my mind, I'm like, I can't always work for someone. I always like the idea of having my own thing.
Yeah, 100%.
And it's not using people, it's just me trying to be smart around something. And Vars is massively important to where I am in my coaching journey. He's taught me everything from like business, how to set up sessions, and my blueprint for my goalkeepers is actually his blueprint for his outfielders. I've just transferred it into a different setting. And I started coaching. Then I was coaching 5 days a week, loving it. Just love it. Like seeing kids smile playing football is brilliant. And it's like they go home, they're buzzing and like little trophies and that. And it really brought that enjoyment back to football. That's when it all started coaching.
Wow, your journey hasn't gone in vain, bro. So we've got literally that 45 minutes went quick, didn't it? That was a quick first half. So literally what we're going to do is we're going to take a short break. Because there's so many questions that I have to ask in terms of the mental health and well-being side of things. So, this has been inciting. It's mad. Like,
man.
Dislocated.
Like, there's so many things that you said that I want to.
It don't make sense, but
in the second half, I definitely want to hear like you break down certain things.
We'll be back in the next 5.
Cool.
For anybody out there that may have heard something in the first half, you might be struggling, you might need that safe space, you might need that support. Feel free to contact the numbers that we've got on the screen here. Like I say, we always talk about basically encouraging people to speak. So those are the numbers there. Get in contact, find that help. Cool. Yes, people, and we are back with the second half of the Set Piece podcast. Alfie, like, there's so much that
Top
there's
first half, man.
there's so much that I need to ask. So we're gonna go straight into it with the first question that we always ask what's all of our guests that come on. What does mental health or well-being mean to you?
It means probably being happy and comfortable in yourself to know when to talk and when to express how you're feeling. I think it's massively important to have self-awareness to be able to open up and probably say, oh, I'm not doing well today.
Right.
Just being comfortable in your own environment, your own people, and just being that person that you can really just open up to. And just also on the flip side, just being there for that other person that might not necessarily know you're needed.
Question. Great answer, by the way. So, as being a goalkeeper, I think I mentioned this in the first half. More time you're like isolated and everything like that. So you've got to have your concentration and like maybe when they're doing a lot of shape work when you're younger and stuff like that, you're kind of just at the back there.
Yeah.
When you had this first injury, how do I put this? Were you used to being alone?
No. But in a weird way now, and this is going to sound so weird, my missus batters me for it. I love sitting in a room, no TV on, dark room, just on my own. I'm comfortable now on my own. I would just sit there on my phone, just being happy. She'll come in sometimes and go, what are you doing, you weirdo? but like, I'm happy. Do you know what I mean? I'm happy in myself.
Yeah.
Back then, I wasn't, no, because in football, you're always surrounded. The highs, it's a drug in it, football. It's the endorphins of winning, losing, drawing, making a mistake, scoring a winning goal, saving a goal. There's so many things. So at the time, no, I wasn't comfortable being alone. I think that's why I did find comfort in something, which was food at the time.
Yeah.
Because it was just an escape. It was the only thing I could look forward to. When's the next meal? And then the next meal would be a snack, and then that snack's a meal, and then it just like that little roll in motion come. So at the time, I weren't comfortable being alone. No.
So then the reason I asked that is because you mentioned that you found comfort in eating. And I've had my journeys in terms of like weight loss and weight gain and stuff like that. So I know what feeling that's like. It's like, although you found the comfort in eating, what did it do to you mentally?
Probably sent me more down a rabbit hole, if I'm being honest, because then you start to look at your shape and go, I'm not happy with that. But then the next thing you're doing, you're going to the fridge or something. It's just, mentally, you just get inspired. I think with anything, when you're in a hole, until you find a way of getting out of that hole, you just keep doing what you reset to do, just be comfortable. So, I think visually I was just getting worse and worse and worse. And it weren't until I got to the end of the injury that I then realised, right, now I've now got to undo all that work. Like, not the work, I've got to undo what I've been doing. Yeah. And the only way to do that is to get off my backside and try and make it.
Let me ask you a question as well. So, did you recognise that, or did someone help you with that decision? Because I feel like at that age, that's something very. If you did it by yourself, that's definitely powerful. You know.
I think. I thought you was actually going to ask a question about goalkeeping. To be fair, fans have a massive impact on goalkeepers. The abuse you get for 90 minutes in goal is crazy. And I remember. I'm very light-hearted. I take things very, very. I find some things very funny. I remember playing for Beckenham. We played Palace in a pre-season game, and they kept calling me Toby Carvery. I don't mind you laughing because it's a good back. But at the time, when I was at that point where I was like still on the cusp of trying to lose weight and stuff, I was like, that stuck with me, and that then got me on to going right now. I need to lock in now and proper go for it. And even my keeper now, H, bless him, he's an ex-England international, for God's sake. He's 24. But some of the abuse he gets is absolutely mental. And he's not a big lad, but people just find that little chink that they think, right, let's go for it. And we actually spoke about it yesterday. It was played Cray Valley on Easter Monday, and there was an 8-year-old kid that was absolutely hounding abuse at him. And fair play to H. He's gone up to the parent, like the kid after going, where's your mum and dad? And I ever come over, what are you going to say? And he's like, you actually bring your child up to speak to a human being like that. like he's just done for 90 minutes, like calling me every name under the sun, abusing me about my weight, telling me about misses. And he's like, really, like, is that how it's going to roll?
Yeah.
So I think fans and self-recognition as well. I think social media plays a big part in that. There's a lot of you could look at a lot of people's lifestyles and think certain ways about your own and self-image as well. You always aspire, I think, as a kid to be chiseled up and skinny and whatever, but until you're comfortable, and a lot of people call me sort of a grown man in a young man's body because I like going to the pub and sitting on my own watching the TV type thing. I like all sort of my old school music and things like that. So I'm like, mentally, I've always been a little bit older than my ages, and it's probably why I got drawn to certain ages when I've been, like, age groups when I've been in certain situations, like in the football, going for the third year stuff. I always want to try and be the best version of myself. So, but yeah, self-recognition was key, but also like the abuse from fans in football was one of the major turning points. So I was like, I can't keep having this every week, and it was upsetting my wife. Now she come to a game and played Sheerness away. Some of the abuse I was getting that day playing for Glee, but I just found it funny because I was actually having a worldie of a game, to be fair, at the time. But she like, it come transpire, she was so upset by it, she had to go sit in the bar, like she just couldn't take it. So it's just one of them things. It's never going to change in football, let's be honest. It's just one of them things.
Yeah, that's tough, because you just made me think of something, because I've never even thought of that. Like, imagine like my kids and my wife coming to a game and then they hear someone abusing me. Yeah, that's tough to take, you know, like,
because you can take it. Like,
you
know, at the end of the day,
you can brush it off.
You'll see them in the bar and they won't even say hello.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? They'll just back you for nothing, but they won't even say hello. But then when hearing that back, and that also tied into where I was getting at in my career, I was just like, she can't keep sustained. She was coming to games. It was just, I wasn't even big at the time. Do you know what I mean? I was like 14 stone, but it was just like, because I was a bit bigger than the normal average. They were like, anything to try and get that 1%.
Him off, to try and get off your game. I get it. I understand why fans do it. They probably don't even mean it. They just want you to mess up. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Even as a coach, you can't say if a fullback's slow, not slow or whatever, our wingers rapid. You go, that fullback's slow. He can't even run. Like, even as coach, you do.
You want to take him off your game.
Yeah. It could be a rapid fullback, but you're just telling someone fast they're slow is the funniest thing you could ever do, I think, to be honest, because they're like, no, I'm not, and then they prove it, and it's just like, but I think in all forms of it.
But the thing is when, as I said, when it gets personal and they get your family involved, and that's when it gets crazy. Like, do you know what I'm saying?
And I think on top of that as well, is that similar to what you're saying, that is that, like, I think just in general, like us, like we probably deal with a lot of things, right? But when it comes to people that we love, we're more likely to jump out and go mad over that than it is for us. Do you know what I mean? So although your wife or your partner at the time was seeing it and hearing it and just like, she couldn't, it probably upset you more because she was upset.
Yeah,
and now you don't like them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Not because of what you said to me.
At the time, I was like, it's nothing, babe. Like, it's fine. Like, we get it all the time. Like, they nicked me wall bottle out the goal and peed in it before. Do you know what I mean? Done, like, things like that. Like, just.
But my thing is, even though you get it all the time, don't mean it's right.
Yeah. No.
Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't mean that we can take it, but it doesn't mean we shouldn't have to.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
And that's why I respect some players that, like H did on Monday. Just go in front of it. Like, not in an aggressive way. But like, he's called it out as he's seen it and said to the parents, look, like, he's what, 8, 9? He's throwing C-bombs at me and calling me this and that. And he's like, come on now. Like,
but the problem is they'll do it to the wrong person.
Yeah.
You see, us, we'll be able to. I know what you're gonna say. You see.
And I'm with players that know him.
Yeah.
And they've told me the other side of the story, and I'm like, fans deserve that then.
Yeah.
If he's been what's being said to him he's got that fan's got to hold it.
So Kerry don't know. So basically, I won't say the name. I won't say the clubs, but an incident happened the other day where goalkeeper was getting abused and stuff, and I think there was abuse in the game, and they touched his head or something like that. Pulled his hair, sorry. Right. And he just turned around and just hit him. Knocked him out cold.
So what's gonna happen now?
I don't know, because I don't know what.
It's with the FA, innit?
Yeah, really, I don't know what. But they touched him.
Yeah,
he
that's
didn't
what-
touch.
yeah,
Like,
I
do you know what I'm
hope-
saying?
yeah,
Like,
I
that-
would hope
Do you
that
know what I'm
there's
saying?
some sense in that.
Yeah, do you know what I'm saying? Obviously, you should have done it, but
No.
Just like I said, they picked on the
the wrong person.
Yeah.
This is what I'm saying. This is
Yeah.
why, like, you have to be careful with what you're saying and what you're doing because a lot of people ain't gonna do nothing. But there is the odd couple that will
But
do something.
but
Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what it is as well, though? I think it's twofold because in the same respect, right, similar to what we're sitting here, right, you don't know what this space is for that person.
No.
Exactly.
So that might be that his or her safe space as
Yeah.
a goalkeeper, for example. Yeah, that's number one. But number two, if this was an office job, yeah, and you go into an office job and touch somebody,
Yeah, that's it.
then it could probably be the same. That's the person's line of work.
Yeah.
That's their job.
Yeah.
I say it all the time. Football has got no boundaries.
None.
Yeah,
No
it's
boundaries.
a
Trust
job.
me.
You get what I mean?
No boundaries.
So-
There's so many HR things, like you say, in an office.
That yeah. I always say this: put a camera in a dressing room.
Yeah. There's a reason why there's not a
And-
lot of documentaries.
No,
or
there can't
the
be.
documentaries
Yeah.
get cut.
Yeah.
cut
It'll
a
be.
lot.
It will be. Football will be cancelled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm saying every. I'm saying every dressing room,
Yeah.
not one or
Yeah,
two.
yeah.
Put a camera in every dressing room, and you're gonna be like, what?
Yeah.
But it's the culture
Yeah.
of football. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, to us, we're normal. It's normal to
Yeah,
us.
it's been what-
It's,
how you
yeah,
grown
like,
up.
do you know what I'm saying? To someone that's don't know football or that's foreign to it, they'll be like, my
Yeah.
God, they talk to each other like that, or they banter about that, or he done that banter to him like that. Like, do you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like,
It's like rugby. You hear stories about things in rugby. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh, what absolute weirdos.
yeah.
Yeah.
To them, that's normal. 'Cause
No,
that's,
yeah.
that's the environment they're growing up in. They
Standard,
probably
isn't
think
it?
about the same with football.
Yeah,
Like,
it's true, it's true.
So, what was it like? Obviously, you mentioned that going back to school from just being, like you said, 11 stone to 19. What was that like? Was you anxious to go back to school, or did you expect any kind of bullying or abuse or anything like
Yeah.
that? Or was it more
obviously everything's banter, innit?
Yeah.
Like, everything's banter.
Yeah.
But banter to a point where you're like, do you know, it's starting to get down. Like, I wouldn't say it was bullying; it was just relentless banter. Like, but I like to think I'm such a happy person.
Yeah.
I don't really take things. Like, I'm all up for a joke and a laugh and things that. At the time, I had really long hair, and everyone was calling me Tubes from Soccer AM, like, and that was my nickname growing up. Like, some of my you all know my real friends because they go, "You're right, Tubes." Like, they're the ones that from back in the day. But yeah, it was just it just got relentless in the end, and it was just it coincided with football and stuff like that, and that's why it just made it change. And even now, I'm not the size I would always want to be, but I'm happy in myself. I always say to people, like, I always go to the gym at 5:30 in the morning, and it ain't to get a six pack or whatever. It's so I can have mental clarity. It's just
Yeah.
if I don't train for 2-3 days,
Yeah.
my wife goes, "You need to go in the gym." She's like, she can sense that, like, I'm just not right. Yeah, I'm cranky. I'm not right. I would just go in there. Half an hour on a running machine, that would just clear me. I just want to be able to do enough Monday to Friday so I can have a beer after football Saturday and be healthy enough and not hurt or whatever. So I just do it to clear my head. I would sometimes even just sit in the gym, just headphones on, just a few weights or whatever. Some people are like, "Oh, you're such dedicated to go R5." I don't generally want to be that ripped and toned person because that ain't me. Like,
It's a lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, everything I
100%,
do in the gym is just for mental clarity.
Yeah.
Just to clear my head, feel like I've done my stuff for the day, and then I can attack the day fresh.
We're very similar, and I think the reason why as well, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but like, you know, when you've been at a size that you don't like, you never want to go back there.
100%.
And there's a mental part of you that, like, maybe you don't feel this way as well, but there's a mental part in me that is like, if I eat this, I've put on a stone.
Yeah.
I've put on like 2 stone.
I always I could look at food and
Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm like, no, I've got to go. Like, because I don't want to get back to that.
Yeah.
And it's
Mm.
that
Yeah.
kind of.
And to be fair, my diet ain't bad. Like,
Yeah.
I calorie count.
Yeah.
Like, my diet's not bad.
Yeah.
Monday to Friday, it's not bad. Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah.
But I've done my work in the week.
Yeah.
To be able to have my freedom Saturday, Sunday. Like,
Yeah.
I take my hats off to, like, we spoke about Dicko and Tom Bonner and stuff like that. Like, being that age and being that disciplined to keep the shape they're in.
Yeah.
I'm like, fair play. And
Yeah,
that's why I say to any of these young kids coming up, look at these people like Frankie Raymond, Sammy Wood, Dicko Bonds. They're in their late 30s, 40s. They're all still in shape.
Yeah.
They're all eating the right things, doing all these mad things to keep in shape. I'm like, just stop looking at your Ronaldos and Messis for a start, and scale it back to people that are obtainable. Always be. I'm always a thing. Work something that's obtainable, not unattainable. Because if you go, I'm going to do 10K today and do 5, you're gonna be disappointed. My win's just getting in the gym at 5:30.
Yeah,
I'm up
yeah.
winning
That's
it.
a win.
I've won.
That's a
today.
positive.
Like,
That's
100%.
big. That's big.
100%.
That's big. That's big.
That's good advice.
Definitely.
Definitely.
And what was it like dealing with the fact that you've had your parent when you couldn't walk? You had like your mum having to help you, shower you.
It's the worst thing as a boy, isn't it? Really, like
Yeah.
mum and dad having to wash you. That should only happen when you're like 1 to 2 years, 6 months, whatever it is as a baby. But yeah, it was. It kind of set me up to the next 2 injuries after that later on. That obviously we're going to touch on. It's just like my mum always says, a mother never stops loving her son.
Yeah.
Even to now, like
Shout out, Mumsy.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
chatting to him on the train on the way up, and I hadn't told him about what I was doing today because I was just my mum's quite an emotional person, so I would have probably got a million texts throughout the week about today, and I didn't want to make it too much of an anxiety thing for me coming here because I wanted to be very open and honest about a lot of things. So I said to my mum, and my mum was like, "Oh, just know I love you and I love everything you're about to say." She was like, "I know you won't say something wrong. I know you're going to speak from the heart," and so. It was demoralising at the time, but I just had to accept it because otherwise I would have just sat there and stunk because I couldn't wash myself. So you had to look at it like a business. Like, unfortunately, this is how it's got to go. If I want to be clean and give myself the best chance to getting better, I've got to let my mum, dad help me.
Mum, Dad, we shout out you. We salute you. We salute you.
God bless you, man.
You've raised an
Definitely.
amazing son. And the fact that he's coming out to share his story to be able to help others, that's only testament to the work that you've done as parents. So, Mum, Dad, shout out
Appreciate
you.
that. Thank you.
Shout out you. And we'll touch on Dad because Dad, unfortunately, there was a period where Alfie weren't happy with you when you had to tell him that obviously, look, you've got to think whether it's going to be
Football
football or education. And at the time, how did you deal with that? Because
my dad was a bit. I've never really actually spoke to my dad about his football career. I know it was good.
Yeah.
He played a lot in non-league. Had a spell at Millwall. So I kind of knew he'd been there and done it.
Yeah.
But not obviously to a standard because then he had to become his job what is now, painter decorator. So I think I obviously took a lot for him at the time. My dad's probably similar to a lot of everyone else's dad. They come from the area where emotions are zero. zero emotion. It's like you're lucky to get but my dad was very like honest, loving, very hard on me growing up because I think he probably realised what I wanted to achieve. So he had to have that element of toughness with me. But then for him to go full scale and then just say, look, I don't think this is the right thing to be doing. I think that probably took a lot for him to say, because he's super proud of me. He's super proud of me and what I'm achieving at 33 in non-league football. Every day he tells me he's proud of me, which is massive for me.
Yeah.
He says he's getting soft in his old age, but do you know, like all you want to do is make your parents proud. And for him to probably give me that lifeline, I don't know where my life would have gone if I took the other route. But like we said off camera,
Do you think he's but now you're saying that he played non-league and was at Millwall and stuff? Do you feel like obviously he's talking from experience?
Yeah,
do you get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah,
Like, because he's seen like the probably the percentage of people that make it and don't. He's probably protecting you.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
and at the time, being 18, you that's not what you want to hear.
Yeah, of course not. Yeah,
but
yeah.
In hindsight, now, best thing he's ever said to me. Best thing he's ever said to me because I'm at where I'm at now. Things are going well for me, minus what's gone in the past. But that's all happened for a reason.
Yeah.
Got an amazing wife. I just had a lovely little girl, 6 months old.
Oh.
So like life's gone the way it needs to for me, and that's because of my dad at that point in time told me, oh, look, let's be sensible about this, and fair play it's only done right in my eyes because I don't know any other different, and I don't want to know any other different because I'm happy where I'm at.
Yeah.
And just to touch on what you said as well, it's like we look at it as I asked you the question of how hard it was for you to deal with that. Think about how hard it was for him because it's like, how do you break that to your son?
Yeah.
But in the same respects as well, as you've just mentioned, he's probably seen so much in the game and the industry itself. He doesn't want you to go through that.
No.
But in the same respect, I can't tell him that because I've still got to protect him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I can't let him know everything. Like I'm still your protector. Do you know what I mean?
That's it. Yeah, it's that fine line between. I see it with a lot of parents now. They're living their child's dreams for them.
Yeah.
And I it doesn't sit comfortably when I see it.
100%.
And but you've just got to let them find their way in doing it. A lot of kids are just happy playing football, but their parents are like, no, they need to be doing 6-7 sessions a week. And I'm like, this kid's going to burn out one day, and he's going to learn to hate football.
We need to not talk about this.
It could be a whole episode on its own.
I'm same with you. I was even speaking to a parent yesterday, and it's crazy. Like it's actually outrageous how some of these parents are.
Sad. It's sad.
They're living through their kids.
Yeah.
And I'm quite tough. I'm not gonna lie. I'm quite tough with my kids, but I'm not delusional. Do you know what I mean? Like, so when I'm saying I'm tough, like, I believe if you wanna get to the top or you wanna be a professional footballer, it takes work and sacrifice. It does. Yeah. But I'm not gonna make you just play football and not play the PlayStation or go on your scooter or be a child. Do you know what I'm trying to say? I would never take that away from you. But some kids are training 7 days a week.
Yeah. And it's even like, it comes to the off season, like this time of year, I always get the same conversation with parents. When can you do one-to-ones? I'm like, first of all, I hate one-to-ones. I find them so, I find it, because it's you and a child, and it's like, what you're getting at, I'm serving you a volley that's unrealistic to your age group. What's the point? Then I'm like, use this part of the season to go play another sport. I was like, your body needs to learn another sport. Like, if you just train football 365 days a year, when you try and do another movement, that part of your body's going to be weaker. You're going to have injuries. I was like, go play tennis, go play
swimming or something.
Like something where you
else.
work other sides of your hamstrings. I was like, doesn't have to be football 24/7.
Doesn't.
You need to have the break from it mentally and everything. I was like, just go and enjoy another sport for 6 weeks. Athletics, go do athletics training. Like, don't touch a football. Like, just if you're gonna do it in the park with your mates, but don't train, don't do tournaments, don't just reset.
Or just have a break. How about that? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like,
just be a kid for
I'm saying, like, you see, like in the off season, people are training as hard.
Pre-season is the worst thing
like,
I've ever
but
seen.
I'm saying kids though, not like, I get it. When you're at the age of 16 and up, I get you have to train and because it's different. But if you're below that age, like, what I'm seeing and with social media now, I don't want to see you've gone to every session that you've done.
Yeah.
Why do you have to document it?
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? Every session is documented.
Yeah. Best people I like are the ones that are in silence doing it.
You're never going to know.
Silent
You're just going to see one day and say, oh my God, he's improved.
Yeah.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? But it's just like everyone. It's a whole competition of I scored 2. You got to post. The parents got to post. They scored 2 goals and 3 assists. Why do you have to do it every game? Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Let the kid be a kid.
Yeah, just be a kid. Like, that's you as a parent sharing that. It's not the kid that's saying put that up. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's sad because it worries me as well at times. You know, like when you've got like a young child and you can tell that child just wants to be a child. But as you said, their parents are like, they're living through their child. And it's sad because I feel like we're in a generation now where we all want things so instantly. So instead of sometimes you working for what you want to, my child could become a footballer. That gets us out of whatever.
That's 100% how they think.
And
that's how they think.
We're done. We're in. You know what I mean? Like, so let's place all our hedges on our child. Right. Not knowing that we are, and it's easy for me to say because I'm not a parent, but not knowing that we should really be looking at, okay, what if this doesn't happen? How do we look after our child mentally? How do we? Because
Kerry, it's mad. You're saying 100% truth, and it's so, like, you see, for me, like a lot of the time, as you said, like, it's not the child that's doing this. Oh, let's take a picture. They don't want to take pictures every training session, every game. They've just trained for 2 hours and they're tired. And they want to go home and eat. They got to get up for school the next day, but we're taking pictures and all the time. Just let them live. Do you know what I'm trying to say? It's the parents. Like, there's a lot of competition with parents and thing. And I'm not saying don't celebrate your child. Celebrate them, but we don't need to see everything. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Agree.
Like,
I think just kind of wrapping that section up in terms of that, like, I feel like what is crazy about it, if we bring it back to Alfie, is that you're seeing all of this, going through your own struggles with injuries, and still wanting to help young children to develop. Like, do you know how big that is? Like, you have to be selfless in order to know that you're going through, because we're going to touch on the stuff that you've gone through recently, and still want to help young people and still want to help children. That says a lot about you. So you're dealing with your injuries, you're seeing all of this. Let's go to the fact that of 2023. Talk me through it. I'll let you.
Yeah, so 2023 was meant to be like that year. Like, I was getting married, stag do, things like that. We were doing well in the league. We were in the playoffs. It was meant to be that time of the year. It was Easter weekend. It was 8th of April. So just recently we had Corinthian casuals at home at the time. I was playing at Bromley's ground. I was doing the warm up with the keeper at the time, and it touched upon, like, I used to love scoring like worldly. So my part of the warm up, the last 5 shots of the warm up are like the match tempo shots. So I take a touch and I will try and beat the keeper. And I always had a rule with my keeper at the time: if I scored the last one, it was always one more. So I'd always want him to finish on a save.
Yeah.
So it's a positive mindset going to a game. I remember hitting this shot. It was on the left. I checked in, dropped the shoulder, and I've hit this knuckleball, and it's stanched. And I was off celebrating, laughing, and I was like, no, one more. I can't finish on that. You got to finish on a save. Literally took the ball, took the exact same routine, hit the ball, and then as I've struck it, it was like see when you jump on a crisp packet, like that pop, and I'm like, all of a sudden I'm like on the floor, and I'm like, what's that? Like, what was that sound? And then all of a sudden, like, the pain hits in, and like physio's run over. She's like, Alfie, don't, whatever you do, do not look down. And at that point, I'm looking down, and my body was like straight on, and the leg was just on it, like basically like an L bracket. It was literally like an L bracket. I was in absolute, like, the pain and everything. It was in that absolute agony. And then all I was thinking at the time, I was like, I didn't care about it. I was like, just make sure I'm right for my wedding. That's all. In my head, I was like, I just need to be right for my wedding. Just need to be right for my wedding. It can't be that bad. Can't be that bad. I remember my dad, a physio called my dad. My dad drove up from Westmoreland where he lives, because in ambulance was 6 hours. So I was sitting in the dress. I was on the dressing room table at Bromley's ground in the middle of the room. Team talk going on around me. Obviously, like, the game's going ahead type thing. Yeah. Last thing I wanted to do was disrupt the game. Like, it's how embarrassing a goalie coach getting the game called off in the warm up. Like, I didn't want that stigma on my head. So I was like, no, just do it. So around me doing the coat, and my best mate Frankie Raymond, who's my best man at the wedding as well, he was like, Alf, it's gonna be fine. We're gonna get through this. Like, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. Dad turns up. My dad's like trying. I can see the pain in my dad's eye. I can tell my dad, like, knows this is bad. Like, but he's like, you'll be fine, Alf. Like, you're good. You're good. Get to hospital. It was nurses' strike. So, like, they were trying to, like, move, like, they couldn't come out and get me out of the car. So I was like, Dad, I can't move. Like, this leg's just flopping around. But fast forward it all, sitting in the bed, like, for about a week, I think it was, just on painkiller, like, pains, and they come up to me like, right, we've done all the X-rays and that, and it's like, you've snapped your patella, ruptured your ACL, ruptured your quad, and dislocated your knee. I was like, fuck it. Like, wow. Brilliant. Like, if I'm going to do it, I've got to do it properly, yeah? So I'm dealing with that, like, straight away of, like, wow. But then again, I'm saying to my wife now, I'm like, we'll be fine for the wedding. Like, we worked so hard to afford our own wedding. Like, we didn't get any handouts or anything. And then, so, like, I'm like, right, what are the options? What's happening? There's like, right, we've got to go down for surgery. I don't know if you know, the patella is basically the part of the kneecap. Okay, so it connects top to the bottom, so it's complete, done. Like, your leg's in half effectively. So I've had the operation, and I don't know what I was expecting, really, to be fair. So I've come up and I'm like in this big leg brace, like you see in the ACLs and that now, and I'm like, okay, right. So what are we talking, like 4 weeks? Like 4 weeks? What? Yeah. They was like, no. It was like, you'd be lucky to walk within 12 weeks. I was like, no, my wedding's in 8 weeks. I was like, oh, no, I can't do this, type thing. So I was like, right, okay. I was like, right, get me downstairs. I want to speak to aftercare. I want to know every part of this plan going forward. I went, because I'm walking down the aisle for my wedding. There's no way I'm not, like, you can't tell me 12 weeks. And then the realization hit, my stag do is in a week. As well. So then I'm like, I've had to then make the call to all the boys and say, look, it ain't happening. Like, I've called my stag off. So I've like internally I've let everyone down. Obviously they're saying the right things to me. So I went and got the plan about how things are going to go. Like, my wife's trying to be strong. I can see she's struggling because she's like, what's going on with the wedding? So I'm like, right, we're going to make this work. I will walk down that aisle, wherever it be, for an hour or whatever on the day. And just kind of on that first one, it wasn't seamless, but I was like, I had such a clear goal of what I needed to do.
Yeah.
And I was always making sure I was 3 weeks ahead of my schedule.
Yeah.
So if they were like, I had to learn to walk again, I had to learn to bend my knee again. So I start at 10%, then every 2 weeks you get 10% more added to your bend till you get to 100. And I was always working at 3 weeks. I specifically signed, cancelled my membership at my gym, went to one with a hydro pool. I was like paying more money to get myself right on there, like physio work. I was on it. I was like 3 sessions a week. I was getting up in the morning. I was right, this is my day today. I'm like, this morning I'm going to work on flexibility, like hip flexors and stuff like that. Then I'm going to do my afternoon's going to be based on weight training. For in the evening, I'm gonna have the TENS machine on for an hour. Ice, the boots with the ice compression, getting the ice down. Yeah. Clear mindset. I was like, I didn't want to slip into the thing of like comfort eating again. Yeah. So I was like, right. I was watching all these mad documentaries on foods to enhance recovery. I forget the one on Netflix. It was about plant-based diet and stuff like that. So I flipped my diet 160, focus on eating specific plants and foods and meats and stuff to speed up recovery. And sort of I was somehow 4 weeks ahead of schedule. I don't know how.
That is top.
I don't know
That's
how.
Brilliant.
And it got to my sign off of my last appointment of physio was the week before my wedding, and she went, look, somehow you've done it, but she was like, you're gonna have to be in a brace for your wedding. I was like, I'm not putting a leg brace on for my wedding. Like, I said, it's not happening. I said, it's not happening. And she went, right, you got to go crutches. I was like, no. I was like, no. I said, there's got to be something else. And they end up, I think it was like something that people with prosthetic legs use. It was bottom of my shin to bottom of my quad. They went, this is the only thing that we can potentially say, but you've got a week to prove to us you can walk in this for an hour. She was like, I'll put you in it, I'll sign it for an hour, but after an hour, you've got to have your leg brace on. All right, cool. So give me that leg brace. And I was straight away in the flat. It was half an hour on the dot every day, putting it on, walking up and down, taking it off, getting the brace back on, just trying to get comfortable in doing it. And thankfully, through some mad, I always say it was left in the hands of someone that was looking down on me at the time, because I managed to, for 2 hours of my wedding, walk without a brace.
Wow, that's top, man.
There's actually a funny video of like when it gets to a point in the night of my wedding video, I'm trying to look for my brace. Like one of the best man's got the brace in the air, like on the DJ phone, he's like passing it back to me. But I was like, at that point, I was like, I'm done. I'm done. But then obviously,
that's top, man.
But yeah, then it was just about the recovery from it. Really, from there, it once got signed off, it still weren't done. Because then I've lost all the weight in my leg, got no muscle mass.
Yeah.
Calf done. It's literally just like a stick. So then it was about the building up process and then that kind of probably led on to why I'd done it a second time on the other leg.
So could you start when you got recovered? Could you start running? Could you run?
So I had to increase it. Sort of, I had to start at the 0.5 and increase it and get up to it. And I started getting up to a gentle jog. Yeah. Still a little bit of pain. Don't get me wrong. Like the swelling. Apparently, swelling would take at least 2 years to go back to normal. It still swells up now in the heat or when I fly. Knee goes massive. I just come back from a long haul flight last year, and it was one of the most uncomfortable flights I've ever had because the altitude made it swell up so much. So it's still after parts of it, but yeah, I think I focused solely on so much on that side of the body that I maybe neglected a little bit to the right. And then
what happened there?
So yeah, then another wedding. It was my mate's wedding in Cyprus, and just socially, like not boozy or anything, just a couple drinks around the swimming pool. I'm gonna go to the toilet, and it was literally 2 steps to get to the toilet. Took the first one, second one, there was a little bit like surface pool water. Slipped, and I've like you try and catch yourself. And as I've done that, I've hit the deck, and I'm like, oh, fuck, I've done it again.
Oh, you knew?
So you knew?
I knew straight away. I knew the pain.
Did you do everything, or did you do?
No, so I just done patella on the second one. So but I just knew the pain. Pain, I was like, I know this pain.
Yeah.
And well, everyone's come rushing over, and they're like, what have you done? I'm like, I've done it. And they're like, no, you're not. It doesn't look as bad. I'm like, I've not done it to that extent, but I've done it. I know I've done it. I know it. I was adamant, so I ended up getting rushed in to a Cypriot hospital, and remember just getting left in this corridor. It was like me, my two best mates, Frankie and mate Nick, wife Chloe, Oz, whose wedding it was out there, and no one speaking to me in English at all. Like no one speaking. They're just getting left. People like whatever. So Oz ended up getting his cousin round, and they're like, we're not touching him. English, not touching him. So like in the end, that he had, don't know what was said now, a lot to my mate's cousin for it. Ended up getting the scan. They was trying to charge me for it all, and like they was like throwing mad figures around because like he obviously English and whatever. I remember sitting there. I'm just in tears. Like I can't believe I've done it again. Best mate's like, whatever happened, like whatever it costs, we're gonna pay it right now. We'll cover your costs. Like they're doing everything. They're trying to reassure Chloe at the time. Like, look, if it's 10 grand, we're paying 10 grand. We don't care. Like, they ain't got to pay it back. Like all like I couldn't have asked for two or three better mates to be there at the time. Had the scan. I was like, you snapped your patella. And I was like, right, you're gonna have to go to Cypriot Hospital. But in Cyprus, they've got 2 hospital schemes. So it's the NHS between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. and then it's private all the other times. So like you have to get transferred to a private. I'm like, well, what does that mean? And they're like, well, you have to pay private. And it was like working out like 10 grand a week or something. And I was like, well, I'm gonna have to be out for like 6 weeks. Like, and I'm like, it's not going. I was like, I need to get on a flight home. Arguing for ages. Thankfully, like whoever was translating somehow managed to get a fit to fly that night. And they was like, you have to leave the country within 24 hours. Otherwise, private. And I was like, EasyJet straight away. I think I had to buy 6 seats because I couldn't. So I had to lay down. So I had to buy 6 seats technically. So it cost me a fortune. So I had to all lifting off and from the plane. I got off the plane, went straight to Farnborough Hospital, and I was like, snapped it again. And that's kind of where it then started to get a bit dark. To be honest, like where I had the first one, I had the focus of the wedding.
Yeah,
I can't solely, and I was always joking at that point. I don't know if I'd do it again because I ain't got a wedding to look forward to. God, I wish I never said that. That's when it got dark.
I was gonna actually ask you that because I was gonna ask you because you were so focused. Did you kind of not really have any time to kind of mentally be in a depressed state or anything like that? Because
I was like SAS regiment. I was like,
Could you have a goal?
Yeah.
You got to focus.
Something to look forward to.
I was reading books. I was watching shows. I was doing everything, and I always kept saying, if I'd done this again, I don't know what would happen. I was like, and then literally that second time.
What was that like?
It was just dark. It was really dark because I'd done it in the off season as well. There was no football. There's no football on the telly.
We spoke about this, didn't we?
There's nothing. There is nothing, and I'm sitting there going, "What am I doing?" My wife's got work. Yeah. At the time we lived in a flat, so it was on the second floor of a flat, so I couldn't even get out. Like I couldn't even go and get for it. I had to open the window for fresh air type thing, and it was just really dark and didn't turn to booze, but I started to spiral. So I started to go, right, it's 5 o'clock, I'll have a wine. Then it was like, it's 4 o'clock, I'll have a wine. And it's 3 o'clock, and it started to get to that point where I'm like, I knew in myself I'm starting to not get dependent on alcohol, but it was the only thing that would just take the pain away.
Yeah.
And I remember wife went out to work, and she come back, and like I said to you earlier, sometimes I find comfort actually sitting in the dark at home. Weird. But I was in the dark, bottle of wine, it was like 6 o'clock in the evening, just sat there in the flat, nothing on. The wife came back and she's like, what are you doing? I was like, I'm just having a wine. She's like, it's like 6 o'clock. I'm like, she's like, you're right. And I just broke down. No, I'm not. I was like, I'm not. I was absolutely not. And then from that point, I kind of just pushed the drinks aside, called Ali.
Yeah.
I said, Ali, look, I'm not doing good. I need someone to speak to. I was like, I don't know who, what, where to turn. Ali being Ali, she's fantastic. Of
course.
Straight away, she sent me a number of a guy at Cholton Athletics. It was like their welfare officer type person. Yeah. I had 2 or 3 phone calls with him, and it was almost like a mini therapy session. Yeah. It was like I said to you, it was coming in to talk to people you don't know. Because when you're speaking to your people, they'll tell you everything you want to hear.
Yeah,
100%.
And which is great. Because they're trying to uplift you, trying to be positive, but he actually looked at it from a different perspective. He was like, yes, you're angry. Like, you're allowed to be all these things. And we had 2 or 3 sessions over the phone. And it kind of reset me a bit. And then, thankfully, football started.
Yeah.
And it was like, then I was in pre-season, although I was there on crutches and whatever, I had a purpose again.
Yeah.
But having no purpose, it just led to, like, this time it wasn't food, it was going towards drink, which is not where you want to be. Because it just clouds everything. But I found it hard to motivate myself to do the gym. I couldn't be asked to go to the physio sessions. I was total opposite of what I was the first time around. And it took to that point where I had to reach out to, thankfully, Ali, who's the best person at the time, and she is the most amazing woman in terms of getting you help. And then it was also the strain on my wife. Like, I could just see it was crushing her. Like, she's had to go through that whole year of stress and helping me learn to walk, washing me and bathing me, and I couldn't even go to the toilet without like help, assistance, like cleaning myself and stuff. And she had to do that the first time, and then she had to go and do it all over again. And it was I could see it was breaking her. It was frustrating, and I could feel her frustration. I was like, I couldn't do anything. I'm sat there, I'm like, I can't do anything. Like, I generally can't. And even down to like, I had to inject myself every day with blood thinners. Like the anxiety doing that. I was looking at every trick in the book, putting ice on your belly and stuff. That was so. The needles are massive, and it just. I was like, I've just finished the course with them. I've now got
to push it all the way down.
It's so horrible. Slow, isn't it?
Yes, so horrible.
I'm like, oh mate, and I remember, and that was the one thing that we had like a laugh about. We had a calendar, it was just ticking off like Christmas Day, like only 20 needles left. It was like type thing, but it got really dark the second time, really dark.
Do you know what? Sorry, go on, Mars.
No, I was gonna ask as well, which was on my mind. You did mention that your wife had to work, obviously, to support. Did you, in between this time, I know you was goalkeeper coach, did you have another job as well?
So I've called it my day job. So I've got a day job, surveyor. Football's always been a second or third job, however you want to look at it. Thankfully, I've got very understanding directors in my life. Both times, my director of my day job paid me full. Football paid me full as well.
This is it, because I was just thinking, like, how did you support yourself if you did have another job? Because when you do them injuries, you can't do nothing.
No. I even got to a point I was like, I will work from home because I could work from home. But my medication was so strong, I was like, I don't know what I'm saying sometimes. So it's like, we'd rather you not. And both times, my manager Steve, who actually come to my wedding, he pushed both times for full pay and got me full pay.
That's amazing. Wow. That's amazing.
And even, to be fair, even Craig paid me full
money. Amen, man. That's amazing. I'm not gonna lie.
Money at the time as well. So
definitely,
they looked after me.
That's definitely a blessing, man. Definitely a blessing.
I think just touching on that, I'm just like, it's probably, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Alfie, but it's that would be like, correct me, that would be the fourth proper injury, right?
Yeah.
And sometimes, you know, like you said something earlier, like just because you can deal with it doesn't mean it's right, You know, sometimes it gets to a point where it's like, I've recovered over that hurdle. I've recovered over that hurdle. I've recovered over that hurdle. And now I've got to go through that whole thing again. Like, to gear yourself, especially because of the fact that you're very self-motivated as well. You've got to gear yourself up again to go through all of that. And is it your wife's name, Chloe?
Yeah.
Big shout out to Chloe. And I'll tell you why. Because for us as men, to have a woman that we feel vulnerable enough to actually say, do you know what, I'm not feeling good. Because we always want to protect. We don't want them to know that we're feeling this, you're feeling it. And I think because of the fact that you knew that she was struggling and you couldn't do anything about it, mentally that must have been ridiculous. It must have been horrible on you.
Yeah, it's a killer. It's I don't know what it is with men. There is this thing of like, you are the provider and protector of no matter what. To have that stripped away and going out and seeing, like at the time as well, we were moving out the flat to the house we're in now. I couldn't lift any boxes. So I'm having to watch my wife carry out everything from top floor to bottom floor of the flat. Thankfully, my mates are all on hand; they're coming in and helping that. But she's like having to organise everything, like keep on top of it as well as. So I'm sitting there on the sofa, just like watching it, and I'm like, I'm so helpless. I'm so and that again, then I found myself falling into that second spiral of like, I'm not being the man. I'm not doing it.
Good enough.
It was just a reassurance. She was like, Alfie, it's fine. because I know when you're better, you're going to make sure that our life is 20% better. She was like, not that I'm expecting it of you, but I know that you will come and provide that.
Top support.
And it's one of the reasons I married her, to be fair. She's a
Do you know what
brilliant lady.
I was thinking? Like, there's a couple things from your testimony which sticks out to me. One, you definitely, like, you're similar to me. When something needs to get done, you do it. Especially with the wedding, and you knew that. It's in him. It's in you to overcome.
Yeah.
And the other thing that stuck out to me is that God gives his, what's the saying? His biggest battles to his strongest warriors. So even though you done this the second time, you always was gonna overcome it.
Definitely.
You always was gonna, even though the second time was harder, you was always gonna overcome because you was in you too.
Yeah.
Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's important that you have the right people around you, because that, for me, that's what's helped you get through as well. Your mum, your dad, your friends, and your wife. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Like when I done it the first time and also second time, your circle that you think you got becomes so small.
Of course.
And I'm so thankful that I did them injuries, because I lost people that, like, not
that you were supposed to lose. That's the truth. You lost people that you were supposed to lose. Do you get what I mean?
Like, I had the manager now at Cray, Tim. I've known him since I was 7. He would pick me up every single day for training. Tuesday, Thursday, he'd drive me to get. He would come up and carry me downstairs.
Yeah.
Like, he's meant to be in my life.
Yeah.
He's meant to be in my life.
Yeah.
My best mates, Frank, Nick, Oz, and they're meant to be in my life, because they were there. They were willing to pay 10 grand. They were doing anything to get me through it. They were picking me up from the hospital because my car wasn't big enough. They were driving to pick me up from the hospital to put me in the car to take me home.
Yeah.
They wanted to be there when I got released from hospital. They're like, they've done a mini stag do for me. Like, I lost so many what I thought friends along the way, but I gained such a tighter circle, and it's why I've become a bit closed as well, because I don't need to have people around me I don't need to.
And especially the fact that you've mentioned that you're a people pleaser. So sometimes you're pleasing a lot of people that don't necessarily need to have this side of Alfie.
No.
Like, this side of Alfie, like, this is the first time we've met. And I know for a fact that this Alfie is a good guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
And like, if he was my brethren like that, I know I've got a really good friend. You know what I
100%.
mean? So sometimes it's like, you can't give your all to everybody. You've got to be able to kind of.
And I've noticed that I've had to take that solace very much recently, especially with like the now back injury as well. Like, I've had to really reset and think about how much I can give out over people, or to people, is because I'm waking up some days and I'm like, my body is done. Like today I had to do the warm up yesterday, which sounds mad because it's my job. I had to do the warm up this morning. I was up and my body was in absolute tatters. And I was like, right, I need to take like strong medication for days, like SOS moments.
Yeah.
I was like, today's an SOS. I need to just, because once I get going, I'm active, I'm fine.
You're
like,
right. It's just
little plot to the
after.
stage,
It's after.
Some days I wake up, I'm like, I don't think I can do today. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I can physically get through to it. I'm like ambling around, like trying to, and I'm also trying to be present for my baby as well. Like,
I was gonna say that.
Yeah.
Now you've got a little one. That's the priority.
I can't kneel down.
Yeah.
I can't put 2 knees on the floor. So I don't know how I'm going to explain that. That's part of a journey I've got to get used to. Trying to explain it to her when we're older. Daddy, can we do this? Daddy, can we do that? There's going to be some things Daddy can't do. She's got to understand that, and I've got to work out a way to tell her that, which I haven't come to yet.
Yeah.
Which probably opens a new journey, but it's quite a cool journey because she's your daughter and she's going to learn stuff about you that she doesn't know, and hopefully sees me as a superhuman because of things. And hopefully I can show her resilience. But
she'll see you as a superhero. Trust me.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just one of them things. Like there's always something, and just with this back stuff, it just come from playing golf.
Yeah, like that. Just come from golf day.
So my spine's offset from the first injury, so my spine's offset at the bottom. I was always having back pains, and we'd play Cray golf days. First tee hit it. I just went, I've done something to my back. Went home, and I was like, I don't want to miss the social with the boys. I was like, I'll go in for a couple of hours, I'll go meet the boys after golf. Went in the bar, a few beers and whatever, laughing and whatever. And I'm like, fine. I'm feeling fine, a little bit stiff and whatever. So I'll go to bed early. Woke up, I was like, trying to get up. I'm like, I can't feel my legs. I've got no feeling. And I'm like, Chloe, like, she's pregnant at the time as well, Chloe. I'm like, Chloe, I can't move. She's like, what do you mean? I was like, I need to go to the toilet. I can't move. she's like, "No, just move your legs." I'm like, "I can't feel my legs. My legs that are not exist." So she was like, "I can't deal with this." She was like she thought I was just like a bit achy or whatever. And then she come out like 10 minutes later, she's like, "Can you generally not move?" I went, "Chloe, I can't feel my legs." I was like, I can't move. So we ended up calling an ambulance. I had to get embarrassingly carried out down the stairs and that. Went into hospital. And they're like, "Oh, it's bad sciatica." I'm like, "It's not." Like, there was but we've got no beds, we can't do this and that. I said, "Look, just give me pain medication to get me home, to get me comfortable. If you're saying it's just sciatica," I said, "Can I not have a scan?" They was like, "We can't get you a scan. There's priorities. We haven't got the space for you, X, Y, and Z." So went away, started doing a course of acupuncture. And my acupuncture went, "I don't think it's sciatica. I think you've got like herniated disc." I was like, "What's that?" And so he started explaining to me. I've done some reading. It's basically like a hernia's in your back, so it comes through your spine and pushes down on the sciatic nerve. So I've decided the process. I had a specialist look at it the other week, and basically it's like I've had my MRI, so there's two options I've ever got. If my disc is pressing on my nerves, I've got to have a course of 6-month injections. If it's the nerves to the disc, then I've got to have operation. But at the moment, I've got no feeling in my left side of my body at all. I can't feel anything on my left side. It's like I've had a stroke.
Wow.
Serious.
Wow.
I've got no feeling in my toes. I can't tense my calf. Like, I've got no feeling.
I've got another question, man. I've got so many questions. Are you scared?
I'm scared of getting old.
No, when I say not getting old, like obviously, because there's multiple stuff that you've done. Like I said, you've done 2 of your knees, you've done your patella, you've done your ACL, and now you're back. Like with physical activities, are you like are you apprehensive to take part in doing the goalkeepers? And that's what I'm trying to think, because obviously. Not saying that anything's going to happen, because obviously something might not happen, but in your head, is there something that's saying, you know what, I've got to be careful? Or
all the time.
Do you know what I mean?
All the time. I can't switch off now. The biggest, I don't know whether it's the biggest positive or biggest negative, is maybe look at coaching differently, because I'm not able to show anymore. I've got to express it verbally.
Yeah.
So that's made me a better coach, having to verbalise things, because I work with kids from 6 to men's football.
Yeah.
They all work differently. So that's made me a 100% well-rounded coach. The hardest part, and the part I struggle with the most, is match day warm-up. Because it's not, I have a set tempo, set routine. It's me, that's me personally. That's me as a coach of how I want to do things. And trying to get 18, 20, 19, 20-year-olds to try and serve a ball, that's the hardest part I'm finding it. So that's why I'm having to step in. But then I'm like, right, if I'm feel like yesterday I felt really stiff, because I do the holiday camps for Cray. So on the Friday we had 60 kids. I've done 40,000 steps. Friday night my body's in bits.
Yeah.
Woke up Saturday
Stiff.
Young keepers text me, "Can't make it today." I'm like, "I've got to do the warm up." I'm not feeling good. So I was like, painkillered up. Ali's giving me like a rub and a stretch. And I'm out there doing my stretch. And I'm like, just get 40 minutes this warm up done. I've got to prepare Harry for game. It's my job. I've got to prepare Harry for the game.
Of course.
Got through the warm up, a few shaky ones. But every time I'm hitting the ball in my head, I'm thinking, right, don't fall. Like, keep your balance. Like, I'm trying to just tick it over. And I pick and choose now when I serve a ball. I do pick and choose. Like, some days if I'm not mentally there, I'm not going to touch that ball. Yeah. Because if one wrong move, I can't where I can't feel my left side of the body. Like, someone passed away in the warm up, we always do like 2 touch with the management. Literally 2 steps to my left. I was like, I wanted to move, but my leg's just not moving. Leg is not moving. Like, it just ain't moving. It's like,
Do you know what this has prepared you for, though? I feel like, and you've spoken about it, that the young children that you work with in terms of like with autism and ADHD and stuff like that, being able to explain to them and being able to get them to understand it as well. Do you know what I mean? Because for me, working with young people with special educational needs, like they are like superheroes to me. Do you know what I mean? And like, I think because they look outside of the box, think outside of the box, people think that you can't explain certain things. But sometimes it's just literally, there's no one size fits all. So now you've got this experience in that as well to help them.
Yeah, 100%. It's just, I've always said that, I always also believe that football should be for all. I know it's the FA saying that, but and that's why my setup, my goalkeeping setup, I will make sure that everything I do is professional. So that I'll have a kid with ADHD and autism or SEN, whatever you want to call it. I'll have a grassroots keeper and I'll have an academy keeper. They'll all have the same session
of that,
the exact same session, but they will get out what they need via coaching points. So for the SEN, it would be like, right, can you stay engaged for 10 minutes? Can you serve the ball straight for 5? They're doing the same drill as everyone, but there's like little details there of like 5 volleys, 5 this. Then the grassroots is, right, you got 5 volleys, the same, you got their objectives, but then you're like, right, can you add 2 steps to that dive? And then you got the academies are like, right, now the details in, can you make it a match scenario? So you've got 5 serves, 5 volleys, and it's really making it a professional setup for all.
Yeah.
Like you shouldn't have to, because that kid's at Arsenal and that kid's playing for no one, that shouldn't matter. Like, they should still get access to the same
exactly.
same
That
quality
is true.
as coaching. Why should I change my coaching for child A because he's at Dog and Duck and child B who's at Arsenal? They should get the same coaching.
I agree.
So like for me, it doesn't effectively change, but I just hone in again, like you say, on the experiences of, especially when the young kids get injured, like they're fearless kids, aren't they?
Of course,
fearless. But I'm like, look after it. I was like, look after your injuries. Like, don't try and rush it back. Take your time. And it's easier said than done with kids because I know we're fine. It's like, but you see it, like, especially with the 4G pitches, like a lot more kids are getting hamstring problems. Like growing up,
none of them. None.
I've got kids out now having rubs and stuff.
Yeah, that's
like,
crazy.
Because their hamstrings are hurting. It's not growing pains. It's like it's from being on the surface.
But I was gonna say something to you. I don't feel like you know how important you're gonna be in regards
100%.
to helping so many people. Not
100%.
Not just goalkeepers. People that need you, because there's people out there that's.
I'm talking about away from football.
Yeah, as well. Definitely, because there's people that's out there that's going through what you've gone through, and that's had your injuries, that's had your being isolated. There's so many people that's gonna benefit from this.
Yeah.
This definitely this episode, because you've even the fact that you've come and opened up to us and shared your testimony is amazing. We appreciate you for that, because I'm listening and I'm saying, there's a lot for you to do out there. There's a lot of people that need you to hear from you where you definitely can help. Definitely.
I appreciate that.
Like, I know I can talk for
It's when we first met, so there's a lot to go through.
Like we're coming towards the end now, but I'm so proud of you, man. Like I feel like you're definitely somebody I would love to stay in contact with and like connect with as a friend. Do you know what I mean? Definitely. Like I think you just epitomize what we need in this world. Do you know what I mean? Like there are setbacks and there are tough times, and you do go through your things, but like you have to stay strong for yourself. Do you know what I mean? And when you can understand and identify that you don't have to look after everybody, you just got to look after those that are around you. Do you know what I mean? Like, because sometimes it can be draining, bro. And I think you've probably been there for everybody at some point. And now you've got to a point where you said that you've understood like who your circle is now. And I think it's lovely to find that, because it's not to say you've got any animosity against the other ones. No. It's just one of those ones where it's just like, you know what, like maybe if I gave 10% to 10 different people, it might just be, now, do you know what, like I'm giving 20% to 5 people. Out of my 100%.
It's growth though, man.
100%.
That's what it is. It's growth. It's part of the journey. It's learning, and as I said, like there's so many things that you've said that I can even take. I'm thinking, wow, like, do you know what I'm trying to say? So I'm even learning from some of the things that you're doing as well. So man, like it's that's part of the journey, and long may the journey continue, man. That's the truth. Like long may it continue, whether you do goalkeeping, whether you're doing surveying, whether it's daddy, wherever it is, man.
That's a full-time job.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Alfie for Prime Minister.
Do you know what I'm trying to say? So like long may the journey continue, man. Whatever you decide to do, but man, this has been amazing, man. Definitely, bro.
So the last question that we ask our guests at the end is, what advice, to be fair, you can just go and watch the pod and you'll know it, but we still will ask, what advice would you give to somebody that's struggling?
To speak. Just speak to someone. It could be like, for me right now, I've spoke to who I've needed to speak to, and for my part of the journey I needed to speak to you too, and this is where my journey is now gonna I can put my chapter and put the hat on it, close the book, and like I said, we can move forward and do stuff in the future as with you guys and myself. I feel like I feel comfortable.
100%.
But to someone going through it, as hard as it just, even if it's just not, I'm not good. Just saying it, and then saying it until someone hears it. You could, because at that point where I was saying it internally, and it wasn't until I got asked, "Are you okay?" I was like, I've said it enough times now to say it out loud. No, I'm not good. I'm not good. And you just then broke the biggest barrier. I think that's it. Just by saying no, I need help.
That's big, man. That's big.
Oh,
Alfie,
definitely.
thank you so much for
Thank
coming
you,
on,
Alfie, man.
And to anybody that's listening to this, if you are struggling, as we always mention, that we've got our help section on our website. Please make sure that you do speak and you do reach out to people. You can reach out to us and we can try and point you in the right direction. Alfie, do you want to just quickly promote, obviously your academy, what you do and stuff like that, so we can just kind of let the viewers know where they can find you?
Yeah, so Alfie George Keeping is the main plug for me. Also run the sort of goalkeeping side at Cray Wanderers. So yeah, Instagram's AGK Alfie George Keeping. That's kind of where I'm at. I do respond to pretty much everyone. My wife kills me for it because I'm on my phone. But like I said, I'm a people pleaser. So I give advice to kids that are not even in my like membership scheme type thing. They're not in my sessions. Some people just ask for generic advice, and I give it. It might be right, might be wrong, but people come asking, and I just give them what I can. So yeah, if anyone has any questions about anything, it can be anything related, I'm always on my phone. So
let's make it happen, man.
Oh,
Let's
definitely.
make it happen. Right, so we're going to end on a game.
Cool.
You got yours?
Yeah.
All right, cool. So I'm going to make it a bit easier for Miles.
Oh my.
And all I'm going to do is I'm going to name 5 clubs.
Yeah.
Right? And all it is what is their nicknames.
Right.
So for example, if I said Arsenal would be
Gunners.
yeah. All right.
Okay.
So, right, first one. Everton.
Oh, okay, I got that. Yeah.
Got that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Sunderland.
Oh my God, what are these called? Oh wait a sec. Sunderland.
Next one.
I'll be disappointed if I get that one wrong.
I don't know this one. I know the
West Ham.
Oh, okay, yeah, I know this one. What's Sunderland called?
Ready for the next one? I was gonna say that, no, but do you know what? He'll batter me for this one because I'm not gonna say it because you've got an unfair advantage. Do you know what? Let's just do it anyway.
Yeah,
You might know it. Derby.
Oh, okay, I got
Do
that.
you know what I'm drawing on? Pro Evo.
that.
I never used to use the real names.
Yeah.
And last but not least, we will go with Leicester.
Oh, what's that? Oh my God!
I'll give you 10 more seconds, Miles. 10.
Wait a minute.
9,
Leicester.
8,
These could be totally
7.
wrong as well.
6, 5, 4.
Oh, I know what Sunderland one is now.
Done. Done.
Oh, wait.
Done.
Leicester.
Done.
Wait.
We're
What's
done. We're done. Bro, we're done. We're done. Right. Drink.
Yeah, I don't know.
Can you pass me your awards, please? Let's have a look.
Yeah, I forgot
Right.
Leicester's cats or something.
So the first one.
Wait, black cats. Black cats. Wait, let me put this. B.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Wicked. Okay. Right.
Oh, something like that.
So the first one, Everton. Both right. The Toffees.
Toffees, okay. Yeah.
Second one, Black Cats and B Cats. Okay,
Same thing. I got that last.
Cool. Right. Third one, West Ham. Hammers. That's
Yeah.
correct. Fourth one, Derby. The Rams.
Correct.
Yeah.
I can't remember Leicester. I don't remember.
So even if you put Black Cats, you've lost anyway.
Yeah.
Because Alfie got it right.
What
And
was it?
Leicester is the Foxes.
Oh, that was what it was.
Alfie,
Yeah.
once again, thank you for coming
Thank
on.
you.
bro.
Thank you,
Honestly,
Alfie, man.
Listen, I think we're gonna have to talk off this, but
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of stuff that we can connect with and
Yeah,
maybe
100%.
look at doing.
Yeah.
Especially in my head, I've got something like a drive at summer.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's make something happen.
Yeah.
People, thank you for listening. If you are listening to the pod and you want to get involved, whether you're a fan, physio, coach, manager, player, get in contact with us. It's info@thesetpiecepodcast.com. I'm Kerry Phillips.
I'm Miles Weston.
And this is the Set Piece Podcast.
If you've been affected by anything discussed in this episode, we encourage you to seek support. Visit our mental health resources page at www.thesetpiecepodcast.com for help, guidance, and more information. Because when it comes to mental health, every mind deserves extra time.